Well, I hate to break it to you, but chunk is not cute. It's actually very detrimental to your cat's health, and your cat might be overweight or obese, and you might not even realize it. According to the Association for Pet Obesity Prevention 2022 survey data, 61% of cats in the US are overweight or obese, and 28%, or almost 1/3, of cat parents classified their overweight or obese cat as normal, ideal, or thin. So why does this matter? Well, obesity brings on the risk for cancer, arthritis, diabetes, urinary issues, and even shortened lives. But we can prevent this and even help our cats lose weight doing these 3 things. Hey friends, it's Jess and Jericho is facing away from the camera today, but before we go into these 3 things to help your overweight or obese cat, first we need to determine if your cat is overweight or obese, and we do this with a body condition scorecard. So the body condition scorecard has different ratings based on numbers. You look at your cat from above and from the side, and you also feel around on your cat to see if you can feel the muscle in the bones. And this card shows you if your cat is under ideal, which would mean too thin or too skinny, ideal, which would mean at the right weight, or over ideal, which would be overweight or obese. So you're going to look at your cat from above, and you should be able to see a clear indentation of where the waist is. You should be able to feel their ribs with a tiny bit of fat covering them, but you shouldn't have to really dig around to feel the ribs. Basically, if your cat looks very round, he's overweight or obese. When you look at him from the side, you should be able to see a nice indentation from the belly up into the hind legs. Again, you should be able to see these indentations and these curves, and you want to be able to feel the bones. Not so much that you're feeling the bones like, for example, if you close your knuckles like this and you can feel the bones like this, that means under ideal. If your hand is flat and you can feel the bones, but you can feel the skin and a little bit of fat in between, then that is ideal. And that's actually taken from a muscle condition scorecard. But specifically for overweight or obese, we would use the body condition scorecard. Okay, so the 3 things that we can help our overweight or obese cats or to prevent obesity. Number 1, I'm sure you already know this, I'm going to say, is diet, because we are what we eat. Our bodies need specific fuel, and if we give it the wrong fuel, it's going to trigger all of these health issues. So there was a study in 2019 among cats and their humans, and they wanted to find cat-related risk factors for feline overweight or obesity. And they found that feeding raw meaty chunks and raw meaty bones was actually protective, strongly protective against obesity. And this makes sense because this is what the cats eat in the wild. I mean, yes, of course, technically, they don't eat chicken wings and chicken necks in the wild. They eat whole prey, which is much smaller. The bones are smaller, but the best way to mimic this, other than feeding whole prey indoors, is to feed appropriate smaller raw meaty bones, which would be chicken necks and chicken wings if you cannot get quail bones. So the study said that chewing on bones provides beneficial enrichment, normal chewing and gnawing behaviors. It extends the time taken for eating meals, decreases boredom and begging for food, and could reduce stress and anxiety too. So again, this makes sense. A lot of cat parents tell me that their cat finishes all the food and then begs for more if they're feeding dry food or wet food, maybe even sometimes ground raw food. But when you're actually chewing and gnawing on your food, you're working the facial muscles, you're getting more of that stimulation and the mental enrichment, because again, that's what cats would do out in the wild. They would chew and gnaw on their prey. So, and it's going to take longer to eat. You know, with the chicken wings and chicken necks, and I've also given Jericho chicken feet. The chicken feet, forget about it. It takes them like 20 minutes to chew that thing down. Whereas some cats that are eating dry and wet food, they scarf it down in 20 seconds. So it's good for the cat because of the mental stimulation, but also good for the owner because the owner sees the cat's taking longer to eat. Therefore, you're not more likely to give in and feel bad that your cat finished so fast. Oh, maybe he's not eating enough. Let me feed him more. And then that overconsumption of food can lead to overweight gaining weight or obesity. And I know a lot of us associate food with love. I get it. I mean, honestly, it shouldn't be an emotional thing. Food is nutrition, food is fuel. But think about it, like try to switch the mindset like this, at least this is how I think about it. I think about it as I'm showing Jericho love by feeding him a species appropriate diet. I'm not overfeeding him. He's eating the right amount to maintain a healthy ideal weight. And therefore that's going to set him up for a healthier and a longer life. Obviously diet isn't the only thing that plays into health. There's environment and all of these things around us. But diet, I feel like should be number one because we are what we eat. So try to think about it like that instead of, oh, I'm gonna give my cat more food. I'm gonna give my cat more crunchies because he likes it and he's addicted to it and he begs for it. That's how I show him love. Instead, I think of it like I'm going to show him love through feeding him appropriate, moisture-rich, gnawing on the bones, mental stimulating food that's appropriate for him so that he's healthy and therefore lives in my life longer and I can love him longer. The second thing that we can do to prevent obesity or at least help our cats lose weight if they are already obese is play. So the indoor version of hunting is playing. A lot of people think, well, I live in a small apartment, my cat's lazy and he's fat and sleeps all day, that's normal. But it isn't normal. There's no obese cats in the wild because they spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of physical activity hunting. Now, of course, we're not going to feed live prey to our cats indoors. So again, the indoor version of hunting is playing. And this is a great activity for both of you. It's a great way for you to bond. I have a 3-day challenge actually where I incorporate playing with your cat because I understand that transitioning your cat's food is difficult. Cats are picky, they're reluctant to change, they get addicted to those crunchies like I mentioned before. So it can be frustrating, I completely understand that. But we need to incorporate more positive bonding experiences surrounding mealtime. Play with your cat before you feed him because that's what they would do in the wild. You know, they would have to hunt and do physical activity and problem solving to try to catch their prey. Then they would eat. So they're rewarded for their physical activity with a meal, with satiation, with nutrients. So we can think about this the same way with our cats. Play with our cats, make them hunt, quote unquote, hunt indoors, make them play. It's fun for us because, I mean, Jericho cracks me up all the time when we play. It's a lot of fun and it's a good bonding experience as well. It's healthy exercise, it's mental stimulation, it's enrichment. So it ties into all of those previous benefits that we talked about when it comes to feeding raw meaty chunks and raw meaty bones. Cats have to problem solve and figure out how am I gonna get this prey. It's a toy, but they think it's prey, right? Again, the indoor version of hunting is playing. So we play with our cats, just make it a routine. It might be difficult at first because your cat's used to sleeping all day. But once you get into the habit of it, once your cat starts losing a little bit of weight, he's gonna feel better, he's gonna have less joint pain and less arthritis and pain, carrying around that extra weight. Therefore, he's gonna wanna play more. And again, like I said, it's a great bonding activity for you too. Give me a polydactyl thumbs up if this is helpful so far so more cat parents that are dealing with this crisis can find this video, feed their cats better, and help their cats live a healthy life. Thank you. So number 3 kind of ties off of what we've already talked about, and that is indoor enrichment and mental stimulation. So we're going to provide that with a species-appropriate diet, specifically that includes appropriate raw meaty bones, playtime as well. But other indoor enrichment can be cat trees, cat condos, providing private beds, little tunnels, little enrichment things that your cat can enjoy maybe when you're not at home or when you're busy doing work. You can also get a window perch. Jericho loves his window perch. Looking out the window is like cat TV for them. Even if your view stinks, I worked as a cat sitter for a long time before I started my business, and I was visiting with a client, and the client's view was literally across the alleyway of the other building. That was it. And the cat that I was visiting was sitting in the window, looking out the window, and across the way, there was a cat looking out the window. So even just that stimulation, seeing another cat, or seeing leaves, or seeing bugs, or seeing birds flying around, seeing people walking between the alley, taking out their garbage, All of that is mental stimulation and enrichment because your cat's looking at things. If you can open the windows, now your cat's smelling different things and hearing different things. So all of that provides a lot of enrichment because, again, think about their life outside. There's a lot that they're seeing, there's a lot that they're touching, there's a lot that they're smelling and hearing. And when they're hunting, that's even more of enrichment. But with cat condos and cat trees, they like to be up high and survey their territory. They like to climb, they like to scratch, they like to perch. So all of these things they do outside, we bring them indoors the best we can with cat condos and trees and private beds. And that can provide mental stimulation and enrichment as well. And it might not be exercise or feeding an appropriate diet, but we have to look at it, as a whole. We have to provide the right enrichment because that's going to prevent boredom and stress. And boredom and stress can lead to overweight or obesity. So we want to include all of these things. You can work in one change at a time. Don't feel like you have to do everything at once. But all of these things really are going to provide a holistic, that's what holistic means, looking at the whole picture. It's going to provide a holistic approach because it's not just one issue or one targeted area that we're working on. We want to work on everything that's involved with our cat's life indoors. Now I hear you saying, my cat doesn't like healthy treats, my cat doesn't like to play, my cat doesn't care about food puzzle toys. Check out this video right over Meow. It is my 3-day challenge. Just try it for 3 days. It's a lot of fun, and you can tag me on Instagram or YouTube Shorts at Jess Caticles. I would love to see your progress. Thank you so much for watching.